Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today, I'm going to be discussing the possibilities of what the new episode title of Season 5, Episode 1, called The Crawl, could possibly mean. 2 words, The Crawl. So, I got a few different outcomes written down that I've heard from fans, followers, just on different Twitter threads, Reddit threads. So we're going to go over those, but before we do, guys, make sure to drop a like in the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, check out my podcast, Popcorn Talks Podcast. We just released our Stranger Things Day episode where we talk about theories and much, much more. And yeah, just all my other socials are in the description. So without further ado, oh, and yeah, join my Discord where we discuss theories over there down in the description. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So like I said, yesterday, Stranger Things Day, the super secret was revealed, and the super secret was the episode title for Season 5, Episode 1, called The Crawl. Now, what could that possibly mean? At face value, the first thing I think that popped up in my mind, it might have popped up in yours, maybe not, was Vecna crawling away from Robin, Steve, and Nancy when he fell out of the window, they went down, he wasn't there anymore. You know what I'm saying? But then I was like, you know, there's a lot more other opportunities that this could be. Obviously, number one being Eddie Munson. Now, if you haven't seen this theory, I made the theory on my channel, but just a quick, brief overview. Basically, the reason why Eddie Munson's on this possibility is because Crawl in D&D, obviously Stranger Things is based off of D&D. In D&D, a D&D Crawl is where a hero is stuck in a dangerous environment and has to go overcome different traps, avoid monsters, find the treasure, stuff like that. And who's a hero stuck in the Upside Down? It's Eddie Munson. But he's not, so that's the first option. It could be at Eddie Munson, The Crawl, out of the Upside Down. Okay, so if you want to learn more about that theory, the theory is on my channel. It's actually the featured video on my channel, so make sure to go check that out if you want to check that out. The second person it could possibly be is another character of ours who was one of our favorites, of course. Maybe she's not, but I think she is. Who's also trapped in a dangerous environment is Max Mayfield. Not physically, but mentally, Max Mayfield we think she's trapped in Vecna's mind. So it could be the crawl for Max Mayfield to get out of his mind in Season 5. But I feel like if I would have to choose what this title correlates more to, Eddie Munson or Max Mayfield, I would choose Eddie Munson because Eddie does foreshadow a little bit more, like I said, I talked about in my video. But he foreshadows crawling a little bit more. And I feel like Max is going to have help to get out of Vecna's mind by 11. But we don't know that. We don't know that yet. So only time will tell if it's going to be Max Mayfield. So far, 2 possibilities, Eddie Munson and Max Mayfield. And now we get into the other possibilities that are pure speculation, no really proof. And the next one is Vecna and his monsters crawling out of the Upside Down. We know that Vecna said he was going to build an army. Vecna's been trapped in the Upside Down for forever. Now the gates are all open. So what if the crawl means that all these monsters are going to come out of the gates and start invading Hawkins, Indiana, and the real world? That's a very good possibility. So yeah, that's number 3. Number 4 is one of the crew members just getting in a situation in the Upside Down where they have to crawl out. You know, this is a pretty obvious. This might have been the first idea that popped up into your mind when you heard the words "the crawl." Like, for example, if Hopper went into the Upside Down, or maybe it starts out with Will stuck in the Upside Down, he has to get out, and they call it the crawl. You know, just it doesn't have to be Max or Eddie. It could be anybody, you know, that has to crawl out of a scary situation. So that's number 4. Number 5 is I wrote down something totally different that we are not speculating in. It could just be something way different than what we've said, and we're just way off, which is honestly probably right. But, you know, it's always fun guessing. Number 6 is Vecna crawling into Will's mind. I've seen this theory on Twitter, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. I think it could also be vice versa. Will crawling out of Vecna's mind, or Will crawling into Vecna's mind. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that could go a lot of different ways, but I do like that concept of like Will crawling or Vecna crawling in or out of a dangerous situation. So yeah, I kind of like that one. That was number 6 on my list. Number 7 is the beginning of the plan to defeat Vecna, which honestly might be the case. You know, we're making all these elaborate assumptions, or I'm making all these elaborate assumptions and theories of like Eddie crawling out of these situations, Max, whatever. But it could just simply be the Hawkins crew getting ready to take on the Crawl. You know, the ultimate challenge that they've been trying to accomplish since the beginning of the show, and that's to defeat the ultimate villain. It could just be the start of that plan, and they're going to start crawling their way towards success. So that's honestly probably right. But that was number seven on my list. And the last one is, which I didn't come up with this, something about the source of where El and Vecna's powers came from, which is interesting. There was really no proof with this one, but I thought I'd write it down just in case. So those are the 8 possibilities that I've seen so far on Reddit, Twitter, what I've came up with, what my followers have came up with, in my community. So my favorites, obviously is Eddie Munson, because I want the Eddie Munson theory to become true. I think Eddie Munson's my favorite. Max Mayfield, that makes a lot of sense. But I don't know if they're going to go that route with her right away. So, like, I don't know if Max is going to get out of the coma in episode 1. That's the only reason why. I don't think it'll be her. Vecna and his monsters crawling into the real world is honestly a good one as well. The beginning of the plan is probably right, I would say. And something with Will, I think, would be pretty cool. Like, we know that the Duffers said, you know, the main focus of season 5 is going to be Will Byers. And what better way to start off season 5 than to show why they said that, and maybe have Will crawl into Vecna's mind, Vecna crawl into Will's mind, you know, Will just like showing, like, I don't know, you know, there's just so many ways they could go. There's so many different routes and ways they could go with this that I'm honestly excited to see it pan out. But I know a lot of people said they're kind of disappointed with Stranger Things today, but I don't think you guys realize how big it is to put out an episode title this early. Like, I love that. I mean, this season is at least a year away, probably a year and a half, maybe even 2 years away from releasing. So yeah, I was very satisfied with Stranger Things today. I'm really excited. I'm so glad they gave us something to make theories on, and they'll like, don't worry. There will be way more theories and speculations that will come out about this episode title throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the next 18, 20 something months until Stranger Things 5 actually releases. So just stay tuned. I'll keep you guys updated, but we're not going to rush anything. We're going to do our research. I'm going to do some more research on the D&D crawl definition and, you know, where it's been utilized in the game, just to see if there's any other, you know, correlation with it. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think the crawl means in the comments below. If you have any theories that I didn't mention or speculations that I didn't mention, make sure to put them in the comments. And yeah, guys, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, check out the podcast, check out my Discord. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Spend time with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.